Doesn't matter if you have one ass cheek and three toes. I will beat your ass.
This ain't no regular thing. Came for the ring, you know what I mean. I shoot my shot and it's clean. This for my city, yeah, this for my team. If you talking, it's hard to be nice. I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights. Better get right, champion. The game is in trouble. I've been in my depth for the piece of the puzzle. I got it for real. Still keep me going. I wake up and hustle. You won't see me buckle. I've been in the field. Man of the town. You've been in your fields. I'm adjusting this crown. Call me your majesty. Either that or your tragedy. We shutting everything down. I've been hot like somebody put a candle on them. Off top, I don't really stand opponents. This mine. The moment is run out of stuff.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us on One Ass Cheek, Three Toes. I'm your host, B. Strilla. I got the Mad Yinzer here so far. We'll have another couple people join us, hopefully Nate and Kevin, what's Kevin called? Oh, Monkey.
Monkey the faded.
He ain't been here so long. That's what happens. Yeah. Moonscar, what's up, buddy? Top 5 on the day and start number 5 on the day. All right, Moonscar. He's getting his rounds in there. Well, thank you for joining us. How long you can join us. So it's been a big weekend of sports. NBA playoffs are kind of set. We got the play-in games that are going to be happening. But other than that, other news, Winnipeg Jets win the President's Trophy for the first time in the franchise history. That's sad. Winnipeg Jets been around for a while, and that's the first time they won the President's Trophy. Not that means anything. I can tell you as a Red Wings fan, that President's Trophy don't mean nothing. You can be winning all the games in the world and get your ass kicked in the playoffs, so whatever. But it's nice that they won their first one.
Yeah, congratulations to them.
Yep, congratulations to them. Hope you go far in the playoffs. Bears signed Kyler Gordon to a 3-year, $40 million extension, $31.25 million guaranteed, makes him the highest paid slot corner.
They gave him what, 15 mil a year?
Yeah, basically. 3 years, about 15 million.
Yeah, that's not,
he's still got
bad.
31.25 million guaranteed, but really for a slot cornerback, he's the highest paid.
Cornerback.
Yeah, wow. Slot corner. He's a nickel, basically.
Shit, if you can't play 1 or 2, you ain't getting money like that.
No, I know that's right. I think that's the only thing. See, this is the thing about the new and improved and NFL. You want to pay everybody, and it's always the next tier that gets paid, even though they don't deserve to get paid that much money. Kyler Gordon is not the greatest corner in the world. He's all right, but he ain't the greatest corner in the world. But you're going to make him the highest paid nickel corner, right? Okay.
These contracts, they're getting ridiculous, man. It's going to be NBA level soon.
In baseball, the Cubs beat the Dodgers 16-0. It's the worst home shutout loss in Dodgers history. And I can tell you right now, here we go. Hey, what's up, Brett? How you doing? Yeah, defense can't play defense anymore anyway. Might as well pay him, huh? People are going to start getting out loud on the Dodgers. They're not going to do that. They're not going to go anywhere, blah, blah, blah. It's too early in the damn season, first of all. Like I said, what do I say, Robbie? It's how you start. I mean, it's how you finish, not how you start.
How you finish, right? Not how you start. Yep.
There you go.
And your best availability is availability or some shit.
There you go. Yeah. Your best ability is availability. There you go.
Availability.
Switch it around and whatever. The Western Michigan. Yeah, that's
good.
That's yeah.
That's like bad. Damn. And baseball, that's high as hell.
Yeah, and to be the World Series champs and get beat like that at home. At home.
What is the most runs scored in one game in baseball? I always wondered that. I wonder if I ever hit 50 before.
No, you're not. Nate. He ain't on the right one. I gave you
Oh
the
shit!
StreamYard, and
the Chicago Cubs got the most scored on them, and they scored the most runs in a game.
Yep. Ain't that something?
49 runs combined is 49 runs combined. The Chicago Cubs and the Philadelphia Phillies. I think that was back in way back. Don't get. This just says August 23rd. Don't give me the year.
He didn't use the right one. See, this is what I'm talking about. Use the right one, people. There we go. There you go. There you go. And there's Monkey. Look at this. Bam, bam, bam.
Yeah, we got blessed with both of them.
Look at that. Two at the same time.
Hey, Monkey, put them guns
Monkey?
away.
How you doing? Nate, what's up, baby? What's up, baby?
Kevin,
What's going on?
Kevin, put them guns away, Kevin. Put them guns away. Yeah, you gotta push it up. Yeah, my man.
How y'all doing today?
All right, man. We didn't ask for no damn modeling show.
You doing?
What up, y'all?
What up?
What's
Hey,
going
Patrick
on?
Peterson. Patrick Peterson just retired from the NFL today.
What's that?
After 13. Patrick Peterson, the cornerback. He just retired. That just came out.
I don't know if you asked me question B or not.
What's that?
What? Did Kyle Pitts get traded?
No, I said Patrick Peterson is retiring.
No, I seen the story about Kyle Pitts to the Patriots.
Nobody cares about Sam Darnold.
I mean, they need to move off of Kyle Pitts.
No one gives a shit about the Patriots either.
Yeah. Well, you don't.
There's a Buffalo fan.
Well, they're back to being, not
relevant.
Right. Like,
they
they're like, oh.
I already stated multiple times.
It's like, oh, we'll
I hate
never
all
stop being great. We're great. Tom Brady turned our franchise around. And then he leaves you, and then you all turn to shit again.
Yeah. I can't defend it. I hate all Boston teams.
They might be good this year.
Don't get me wrong. Even as a Bills fan, I can tell you that I do like Drake May. I think he's a great quarterback, or a good quarterback with high potential. But at the same time, the Patriots are just copying what the Bills did. They got a quarterback similar to Josh Allen. They just signed fucking Stephon Diggs. I mean, how much more like Buffalo do you want to be?
I heard he might not be ready to play.
Oh, I heard that too. And then I also saw a news article about how DeMeco Ryans, the head coach of the Texans, talked some shit to Brandon Beane and McDermott for trading him Diggs and having to deal with Diggs' bullshit, because apparently every problem that every issue that popped up in the Texans locker room was all started by fucking Diggs.
Well, that's technically fault. They need to do their research.
And that's the reason why they didn't. That's the reason why they didn't re-sign him. It's not because it's not like they didn't need him. They knew they needed him, but at what cost?
I think it's hilarious how teams blame other teams for signing a player that probably other people told them not to do it, and then they act like they were blindsided by it. Like, get the fuck out of here! Like,
right?
You do your own research. You have the time to make these deals happen. They don't happen overnight. Like, if you take on that buyer beware, that's your own fucking fault.
You reap what you sow.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then he started posting all them fucking pictures about the Buffalo Bills on his Twitter and Instagram shit again, and everyone's like, "Oh, he's coming back." No, the fuck he's not. He's doing that because he's being a dick, and he's probably going to sign with New England or with Kansas City.
Well, young quarterback,
New England.
Young quarterback. They need a receiver. Makes sense.
Yeah, and he said that he reminds him. Drake May reminds him of Josh Allen.
And that
That's what
he's gonna do, and he's gonna do the same thing for Drake May as he did for Josh Allen. He's taking all credit for Josh Allen blowing up. Like, get the fuck out of here, dude. I understand that you were a very detrimental part in his growth, but the fact that you're trying to take, the claim for it all is kind of ridiculous to me.
Yeah.
I mean, so here, who wants to hear some UFL scores from yesterday in the weekend?
Sure,
man. I keep forgetting the UFL's even on.
Well, that's because you just don't want to watch it.
They
but
took
anyway,
my team away.
I try to watch it. That's my point.
Well, you're not trying hard enough. You got to try hard enough, monkey. Try harder.
I mean, there's nothing else on TV to watch. How the hell are
Really?
you missing it?
Anyway,
because I don't watch TV all day.
I watch wrestling.
That's true. You don't, but
there you go.
Well, the Panthers won 26-23 over the Brahmas. The Brahmas. I don't understand what that name is, but whatever. San Antonio. That's
Drake May Allen put the
that was Drake May's comparison coming out of that was Drake May's comparison coming out of college was to Josh Allen. So don't tell me to put the fucking pipe. No, get the fuck out of here with your bullshit. I didn't claim that. That's what everybody else was claiming.
Yeah, I think that's what Brett meant, though.
I think that's what Brett meant, Kevin.
Brett meant, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, man. You need a hug.
You're so hostile, right? You need a hug.
Bro, I just got home from work. I'm trying to self-medicate at the same time. I mean, I don't know what else you want from me.
I'm getting in my transporter right now, man. I'll be in New York in like 2 hours.
Run.
Damn, that's a quick ride, bro.
Run.
I said I'll be in my transporter, man. I got it from the future.
You're good,
well, then that's taking too long. Then, if it's from the future, you should be here in like 30 seconds.
If you're on edibles, then any car can look like a transporter.
Anyway, the Stallions beat the Renegades 10-9. The Stallions are 2-1. The Panthers are 2-1 in division, of course, because the Stallions beat the Panthers. They're ahead of them. The Roughnecks beat the Showboats 18-17. And the Defenders, the only 3-0 squad in the UFL, beat the Battlehawks 27-15. That was a pretty good game, actually. Right to the end.
Yeah, the Defenders are a good team, man. They are. They're a really good team.
The Battlehawks, that's the Seattle team, right?
Not easy.
No.
Battlehawks, is that St. Louis?
Washington.
Yeah. No, Washington is the DC Defenders.
What teams did they keep? Did they only keep like 8?
San Antonio. They got 4 USFL and 4 XFL teams. So
I tell you what, man. Like St. Louis needs a football team, man, because that fan base just rejuvenates themselves around the Battlehawks. Like they need a football team, man. They got a good fan base there. It's kind of sad that the Rams dipped.
The Battlehawks are the St. Louis Battlehawks.
Yeah, they're in St. Louis. They play in the old dome.
Yeah.
The Edward Jones Dome.
And DC Defenders and get the Memphis Showboats. Are they Memphis Showboats? Yeah, the Memphis Showboats.
Yeah.
And the San Antonio Brahmas. And the Michigan Panthers, the Birmingham Stallions. Who were the Renegades again?
Arlington
Dallas. Renegades. There you go.
They play in the old Ranger ballpark.
And then the Houston Roughnecks. Is that what they are? Yeah, the Houston Roughnecks.
Yeah.
So Dallas has got. Texas has got 2 teams. That's not unfair. Unfair.
Texas. You know why? You know why they got 2 teams? Because nobody else gives a shit about the UFL except for Texas. Texas loves football, man. Like anything football, high school football. You got high school football stadiums that are like $2 million, not $2 billion, but $2 million stadiums, like $35 million stadiums in high school. Like football is God in Texas, behind God.
That's all they do in Texas. Talk football.
God, football, and cows.
And wear cowboy hats.
No, we don't wear cowboy hats.
Stupid. Like, no offense, Nate, but I cowboy hats fucking stupid.
Hey,
You're just
What
mad
do you
because you don't
cowboy?
have hair.
What do you-
Shut up.
Cowboy hats are stupid.
There is nothing wrong with a good Stetson hat, mister.
He's just mad. He's just mad because he doesn't have hair.
Yeah, Brett, you watched the Panthers when they won. Trust me.
I'm not mad about hair. I actually prefer not having
St.
hair.
Louis is the Battlehawks, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know about that. I think the only good part about the Panthers right now is their running back that just came back after being out for 18 months, but whatever.
Did he do anything?
Anyway. Huh?
Did he do anything?
Did he do anything? Yeah. I told you yesterday he scored like a 62-yard touchdown.
You didn't tell me that.
That was
okay.
That was in the beginning. That was in the beginning of the. And if you had caught the intro, that was one of the intro videos.
Oh no!
How many games they play? What's their schedule? Like how many games are in the season?
Well, they played. I want to say 6 games in-house, and then 10. Yeah, 10 games.
10 games.
Yeah, 10 games. Yeah. 6 in division and 4 out of division. So 10 games. So after that, they get the playoff shift and everything like that. Hopefully that they get more teams in there, like they said they were going to get next year. 4 to 8, they said they're going to add. That would be nice.
Yeah. Matt Corral's in there. Holy shit.
Yeah.
So Western, I just got to give a shout out to the Western Michigan Broncos hockey team. They defeated Boston University 6-2 to win its first Frozen Four championship in program history. What?
Did you see they had a couch? They celebrated by burning couches.
What, Western Michigan? That doesn't surprise me.
And
Yeah, that's kind of quieted down a little bit there, Brett. The legal stuff that's going on with the UFL and the players versus the players union versus the league. I haven't heard too much about that. That's kind of been put on the back burner for some reason. But I'm sure it's going to flare up pretty soon. It's going to take one person. It's going to be over with.
Doesn't The Rock help run the UFL?
Yep.
Yeah.
I can't remember the Hispanic chick's name too. She's another part of the process, and yeah. So I don't know what's going on with that. They haven't mentioned anything about that. That's kind of like went dead. Let's go to something sad that happened over the weekend. Kyron Lancey, a draft D hopeful from the College of LSU, wide receiver. He died in apparent suicide after being pursued by authorities due to a domestic disturbance complaint that was being looked at by the authorities. Now, this is just after he had a whole bunch of incidents with a traffic incident where 2 guys were killed in a car, and he was going to be set up and go to court. I think what this young man is, all this stuff kind of fell upon him, and he just couldn't take it anymore, or he was guilty, or he felt guilty about the situation. And it was like everything just came on him at one time, and that's why I believe that he, committed suicide. It's unfortunate. It is.
I heard he was wanted for homicide too.
Well, it was a vehicular homicide. That was the point. That's what he was going to court for. He was going to be going to court, like I think today or Tuesday, or I think it was Tuesday that his court date was. But in the meantime, he went home and he had shot a gun off into the grass because he was arguing with his girlfriend. I don't know who the hell it was, really, to tell you the truth, but a domestic complaint was filed, and that's when the authorities, they tried to catch up to him, and he took off in the car and ran into a tree. But by that time, I think he shot himself before the car ran into the tree. That's why the car ran into the tree, and that's how they apprehended that whole situation. But again, that's effed up.
Yeah, it's pretty sad.
To push a young adult to that level you know, whether it was his own fault or not, the point of the matter is, man, you got to be. Whew, that's a lot of stuff to take. I understand, but dude,
did you hear? Hey B, did you hear that Meek Robinson, our guy, tried to reach out to him before he killed himself?
oh yeah,
Yeah. I don't know if exactly when it was happening, but he reached out to him like recently before this all went down. So yeah, really sad.
What's the tie in Meek though?
I don't know. I mean, these football players, they have relationships from other relationships. No, maybe. I don't know. That's a good question. Where did Meek play college? Oh, wait a minute. Meek played at LSU, didn't he? Because he went against Justin Jefferson, right?
Did he play at LSU?
Kyron, yeah, Lacey was LSU.
Yeah, that's
Louisiana.
No, Kyron Lacey was Louisiana, LSU.
Oh, Louisiana.
And Meek Robinson was Louisiana Tech.
Okay.
So they just probably were in the same vicinity. That's
okay,
all.
well, at least yeah. Exactly.
Let's see.
Lacey where's Lacey from? Is he from?
They were high school teammates. That's why. They were high school teammates. That's what it was.
There you go. So it's really sad.
Yeah. They're both from Louisiana, aren't they? Robertson and Lacey.
I know they're from the same high school. That's about all I know right here.
I know Robertson's from. Yeah, he's from Louisiana.
Yeah. Both played in college in Louisiana. Robertson at Louisiana Tech, Lacey at Louisiana, and at LSU. They were at Thibodaux High School. That's where they went to school in Louisiana.
And he was a projected first-round pick, wasn't he?
Thibodeau. Maybe it's
he had the potential to be drafted in the first round. But it would have been late.
It is not.
That
it could be down to Thibodeau. Stop being a grammar school correct teacher.
What? It's Thibodeau.
We speak English here. We don't pronounce it like the French.
Crucify you for that.
No, that's French. That's not my problem.
Thibodeau.
That's their problem.
What is he trying to say? Thibodeau?
Thibodeau.
Thibodeau?
Saying
Technically,
Thibodeau.
I think it's pronounced Thibodeau.
The dude from the line.
Oh, yeah?
The dude from the
But you're wrong, and it's actually pronounced Thibodeau.
Thibodeau.
It's probably pronounced Thibodeau.
Thibodeau. Thibodeau.
I think Lacey would have been. I think Lacey would have been a first-round draft pick, but he had a really subpar last year. The year before, he was a dog. Like, he was really good. Because I remember watching him against A&M. Like, the guy was catching everything, but he didn't have that great of a year. His last year.
Who's that?
Lacey.
Oh.
Because if he would have had that year he had before, he would have probably been a first-round draft pick, no doubt.
Last year he only had 58 receptions for 866 yards.
What he had the year before.
Meek in his text message to him said that he didn't want to go into the reason. He didn't know what happened. He didn't want to get into all that. But he said, if you're wrong, everyone makes mistakes. It's all part of a learning process. And he told him to keep the faith.
Exactly.
He said, I'm always here for you, whether you're right or wrong, bro. See? Oh, man.
That's Meek. That's Meek for you, dude. Meek's a great guy. I'm lucky the Lions have him.
Yeah.
I think that guy. I think that guy when he finishes his NFL career, he's going to be either a motivational speaker, a preacher, or somebody who's going to be inspirational to others. Maybe even a coach.
I wouldn't be surprised he's a coach. He'd probably be a good coach
or motivational speaker.
Let's see what other news that we got. Phoenix Suns fired Budenholzer after
I heard a lot of people were bitching about that too.
What's that?
Dude, Phoenix is a dumpster
That
fire,
they fired
man.
him after one season. They didn't really give him a
Man,
shot.
that's what they did. Man, that's the NBA. That's what they do now. They fire people.
No,
after
I'm
one
just saying that's
season.
what people on like X are bitching about. They're saying it's not fair. They should have given him more of a chance.
The only
which
people
I
that
can
are
agree
bitching
with.
are not Suns fans, because Suns fans are glad. Like, that was a dumpster fire. Like, they got to blow that thing up.
Hey Brent, I just want to tell you, man, I was listening to their show, the one before ours, and dude, them Packer fans are just high. That's all there is to that.
They're high on cheese turds.
Something like that, yeah. They were going off on the NFC East chat. Well, they were going off on the Giants and the Dallas Cowboys. I was like, you got a lot of damn nerve. Anyway,
right? It's not like you've done much better.
And also, the Pelicans dismissed the top.
Yesterday.
Pelicans also dismissed top exec David Griffin after 6 seasons.
Yeah.
Probably, yep. That's probably good for Pelicans. We'll see what happens after that. Yeah,
well, wasn't doing it. He wasn't taking them in the right direction they wanted to go. So, you got to move on.
Max Crosby is going to be the assistant GM for Eastern Michigan.
Yeah, I saw that too. Yep.
Mad Max.
And Parsons reported for start of Cowboys off-season program without extension. So they're gonna extend him. I don't even know what everybody's talking about. Oh, for you WrestleMania fans, this will make money. This will make Monkey happy for you WrestleMania fans. Tom Brady teases appearance at WrestleMania 41.
I don't know what you say about why it would make me excited, other than the fact that fuck Tom Brady, but
that's what I'm saying.
I mean, I guess even if I was watching wrestling, I guess I wouldn't be watching it then, or at least I'd put him on mute and say, "Go fuck yourself."
Yeah.
Oh,
I could only imagine.
Can't get mad at the GOAT. Can't get mad at the GOAT.
Yeah. Giants ain't finishing better than the Lions.
You play them twice a year, every year for 17 straight years. You tell me you can't be fucking hate the GOAT. Go fucking climb a tree or something.
Hey, yeah, that was pretty funny. The Giants can't even beat Dallas, but they're going to come in and beat Detroit. Okay, whatever, man. Get a sock. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. There's a guy in there called Motown, whatever the hell his name is, and he kind of makes the Lions fan base look bad because he's on there has all these bad takes on there, but whatever. The Browns Pickett plans to start. He said, I'm not going there to hang out. That's what you do when you go to Cleveland. You go to hang out because you don't play football.
Either you're going to hang out in the locker room or you're going to get hung out on the field.
Right.
Maybe that's what he meant. He's just going to hang out no matter what, either it's on the field or in the locker room. Got to keep the Gatorade cold.
So,
I like Kenny Pickett still, man.
Patrick Peterson's going to retire a Cardinal, which I would figure that. I'd figure that. Are you carrying a dead body with you, Nate?
Yeah, I'm carrying groceries.
I was trying to ask him what the hell he was doing, but I was going to leave it alone because you know how my mind is. I'm like, you guys canceled.
He's carrying water.
Nobody cares about you, Shadura. Anyway.
I carry out your door.
I know you do.
Yeah, but he's going to the Saints now anyway, so.
I don't know. I heard they might take Jackson Dart.
So let's see.
Well, which one? How would you like it? If you could pick one of the two quarterbacks to fall into your lap, which one would it be?
Well, God damn.
Or even throw Milroe in there too.
Not first round.
Which one would you
No,
take?
not Milrow first round. I like Jack. I think Jack. I said it before. I think Jackson Dart's the second best quarterback in this draft.
I just want to make sure you're staying consistent.
But I'll be happy with Shador. I'll be happy with. I'll be happy with a quarterback. Damn. Give me a
The only thing I
quarterback.
don't like about Shador is he's not. He's a pocket quarterback, and it's a dying breed in the league. Really, it's just everyone's going towards them scrambling quarterbacks.
He can't run, but he can. Like he can.
I'm sure he can do something. Yeah, I'm sure he can run.
Like I don't need him to. I don't want him to be Michael Vick.
In anybody's mock draft, do they have Cam Ward falling lower than 3?
I don't have Cam Ward falling out of the first pick.
I got Cam Ward going 1. If he don't go 1, he's going. If he ain't going 1, he's going 3.
If the Titans ain't drafting Cam Ward at number 1, that's because they traded out of the number 1 position, and whoever trades with them is taking Cam Ward. I think Cam Ward is just a lock in at number 1.
I think to tell you the truth, I think
they don't need a quarterback.
I think the Titans are taking Carter.
Tennessee don't need a quarterback. They don't need
I don't
a
know about that.
They got Mayo over there.
Exactly.
He's only a second-year quarterback. He hasn't played a full season. Got to give him credit for that.
I've been knocking him since he's been drafted, though. So
it doesn't make a difference.
Prior to knowing about the Mayo,
the point of the matter is he's a project that's got to be. They got to have him play some more games and stuff like that. I just don't think that you're going to get Cam Ward and get anything any better. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, everybody acts like Cam Ward is God, and he might be God in this draft, but he's not.
Yeah, that's about it.
Damn quarterback. That's it.
I don't think he'll ever be I don't think he'll ever be ranked a top 10 quarterback at the end of the season.
Cam Ward, I think he's the weakest out of the quarterbacks. That's projected to go first round.
Let's face it. The only reason why he's going first, he's projected to go first overall, is the fact that he is a quarterback, and it's a quarterback-driven league. That's the only reason why any of these quarterbacks are even hitting the first round.
And Tennessee,
none of them have the right to have the potential.
And Tennessee does not believe in Will Levis. Let's just call it what it is.
If they didn't believe in Will Levis, they would have traded him, banking on the fact they get.
Well, they still might trade him. We got a week.
And they might not draft Cam Ward either.
I'm telling you, B, you're wrong on that.
I'm not.
You want to put money on it? Let's go.
Who do you think Tennessee's taking?
I'm right no matter if I put money on it, so it don't make a difference.
No, they are going to take Cam Ward.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are. Who are they going to take?
No, they're not.
Joe Carter?
They can take him. They can take the running back. They got all kinds of things to fill.
B, they are not taking Aston Genty at 1. You are crazy. You are crazy if they take Aston Genty at 1.
Dude, it doesn't make a difference who they take. They're not taking Cam Ward at 1. That's all.
I'm just saying the Titans. If the Titans ain't taking Ward, they're drafting back, and that would be the smart play.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
Regardless, because
you take
Cam
Ward, you
draft
trade
pick is
down.
worth so much.
Yeah.
Well, then they'll trade back, whatever the case may be. They're not getting
even if it is just one spot.
The problem is
whoever moves up.
The problem is, we're talking about this draft. Nobody wants to trade up because this draft is weak.
Right. Everybody wants to trade back, though.
PFF got 4 quarterbacks going in the first round.
PFF is on some shit today, I tell you.
I pay attention to the draft, Buzz. I don't pay attention to the other guys.
Save those receipts.
One extra quarterback going in the first round because the Saints are going to take
every mock draft I read, they got Cam Ward going 1, but it's not guaranteed. Like shit can change.
The only way they don't take Cam Ward is they trade down. That's it. Trade down or take Cam Ward. They're not taking anybody else other than Cam Ward.
They can take Travis Hunter. They can take Ashton Genty. They can take Abdul Carter. They can take a whole bunch of people.
They could take a whole bunch of people, but that'd be dumb to take.
I'm just not sold on them.
Except for Hunter, maybe.
What make? I mean, what's Cam Ward going to do that Mayo's not doing?
Oh.
You don't.
I don't know. I don't know.
You're putting.
We haven't seen him play, so I really can't tell you.
It's not. I mean,
I haven't seen.
Regardless, if you haven't seen him play, you've seen him play in college enough to think that he's going to be picked number one. I don't think he's.
I mean,
he's got. That's all I'm saying.
He can move around. He's got big arm strength. He's got intangibles that Levis doesn't have.
At least by Tennessee.
And I've seen a Levis. I'm not impressed with Levis at all.
Right, but at the same time, like B said, he's in his second year, and it would be hypocritical for me not to at least give him his third year. Because I've sat there until I blew my face will argue when people sit there and say, "Oh, he's a bust." You need to give a player 3 years before you can even call him a bust. I mean 3 years of playing. I'm not talking about if he has to sit behind somebody. You need to give him time to start for 3 years before you say, "Oh, he ain't shit."
Well, they didn't get Justin Fields 3 years, and they traded him to get.
And I was very. I made my opinion known on that when that happened. I thought that was total bullshit too.
What? Justin Fields not getting 3 years?
Waiting period is not as long.
Yeah. You need 3 years, especially with these players coming out. A lot of them are coming out and they're very inexperienced and they got a lot to learn. I don't know why it is that way. It's getting worse as the years are coming across that they're farther away from being ready to play pro ball.
Yeah, it still pisses me off that Stars let him walk.
I was wondering if he was having audio issues or not, because every time he went to talk, it would glitch out, and I wasn't sure if he stopped talking. And
that's normal. He always goes
that's
in
for
and
him.
out.
Yeah, he's working, so he's moving around in Texas.
Oh, gotcha.
Texas
PFF
has got a lot of spots where the cell phone service is like shit.
Right. You want to take a guess.
Gotcha.
And then he's on the phone, so phone and StreamYard don't work together really well, which is something StreamYard.
Yeah, I know. Trust me, I know all about
sucks
it.
on the phone situation.
Yeah,
you back with us there, Nate?
PFF got 4 quarterbacks going first round. You want to take a guess who the 4th quarterback is going?
Milrow.
Yeah, Milrow or
Dart, Standard.
They got
and Ward.
Milrow at 21. They got to the Steelers.
Honestly, I think now. I think the Steelers' game plan needs to be to just start Mason Rudolph, let him fall on his face, and draft your quarterback of the future and at 21. I don't think Aaron.
Yeah, but that's not the Steeler way to purposely
let Mason fall on his face.
Failure.
Last time Steelers started Mason, he took it to the playoffs.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, in that division, they're going to be the 4th worst. They're probably going to be the 3rd or 4th team in that division. They're not better than the Bengals. They're not
everybody picks
the Bengals right now.
Everybody picks those to do 3rd or 4th. We always go 2nd.
No, I don't know about that one, but we'll see.
Yeah, but Bengals got no defense. And in the AFC
North, it definitely ain't got to be 4th because Cleveland ain't shit. So that eliminates Cleveland. They're going to be 4th anyway.
So
they don't got the morality. And Cincinnati, I don't know why you're busting up on Cincinnati. They ain't got no defense and they ain't got no offensive line. So
Joey Burrow, man. Joey Burrow.
Yeah, but look what Joe Burrow did last year.
Keep having faith in Joey Burrow. First of all, Cincinnati never starts off good at all. Yeah. They're like 0-3, 1-4 when
if they didn't have Joe Burrow,
that puts them in a hole already.
They get hot at the right
0-17.
Yeah,
remember, you said yourself, B. It's not how you finish. It's not how you start. It's how you finish. You said that yourself. And that's
they didn't finish strong enough last year to make the playoffs, did they?
Yeah,
well, I mean, they lost a shitty game at the end.
There you go.
Like that.
Yeah, but they've also
that happens.
The difference between last year and this year to give you the confidence that they're going to be on the up and up. I don't understand because they haven't done anything to get any better other than sign one. I think
who's going to give one player. Okay. Let me ask you this question: who's going to give you more wins, Joey Burrow or Mason Rudolph?
Steelers defense.
Yeah,
that's not the answer.
Pretty much.
Yeah, but you can't use that as an example because look at last year. Who's going to win you more games, Joe Burrow or Russell Wilson? Who's going to win you more games, Joe Burrow or Justin Fields. If you had Joe Burrow on the Steelers team last year, they're a Super Bowl contender.
Joe Burrow with Jamar Chase and Trey still there too. Like they got dudes. They're still okay.
They had them dudes last year, and they were not okay.
They almost made the playoffs. What are you talking about?
Almost. Keyword is almost. They didn't do it though. That's the key.
Yeah, they got to upgrade some spots. There's no doubt.
No, they started off 1-4. That's the big reason.
Right. Okay.
You keep starting off at 1-4, 0-4, 0-3. You aren't going to make the playoffs because your ass is not going to be. They got lucky the one year they went to the Super Bowl, and they started off
one-hit wonders.
Everybody else in the division was bad too.
Y'all can say what you want to say. I'm telling you right now that the Bengals and the Ravens are better than the Steelers.
By the way, you can't depend on Joe Burrow this year because this would be his injury year coming up. I mean, it's been every other year, so I mean,
everybody got the Steelers. Everybody got the Steelers finished third and fourth.
I'll be the ones. Y'all save these.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Y'all save these
the views and
I told you so.
I've been hearing for the past 10 years Steelers are going to finish third and fourth in the division.
Nobody is responsible for the words that come out of my mouth, including myself. Okay.
Hey, God, come on, bro. Everybody got the Steelers finished third or fourth in the division like every year. It's nothing new to me.
Yeah. We'll see. That's why they play the game.
I've been seeing for the past 10 years the Steelers finish second. like the finish third or fourth, you got to have a losing season.
I know. I know.
We haven't had one of those since 2003.
If y'all's argument is that defense is going to have more wins than a good quarterback, y'all are crazy.
Do you watch the Steelers play every year?
Last year,
the defense is the core. That's the reason why Steelers win.
Here's the thing. If your offense is ass, your defense is on the field more and more of the game. They get gassed and tired.
And we go 10-7 with defense.
And the Steelers went to the playoffs last year riding that defense.
But with decent quarterback play, I don't know what Mason Rudolph's going to do. Like, you can say all you want to say about, oh yeah, he was 8 or 10 years ago was. Yeah, I don't.
You can call Mason Rudolph trash all you want, but when you got receivers like DK, all you need to do is bomb the damn ball deep. Then you got Pickens like receiver and Metcalf and Pickens.
Exactly.
Then you got Roman Wilson coming back too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and not to mention, you speak so highly of
Roman Wilson.
You speak so highly of Joe Burrow when Russell Wilson went to Cincinnati last year and outgunned him.
But you just proved my point. Russell Wilson was a decent quarterback last year with a good defense. Like,
you're the only one that thought that Russell Wilson was a decent quarterback.
I mean, when he started off,
he's better than Mason Rudolph.
Rudolph played good for the Steelers last time he was here.
Come on, man.
It's all about the team that's around the quarterback too. I mean, if you got a good quarterback that doesn't need, people around him and can win games like that, that's fine. But just about, I would say, 80% of the quarterbacks in this league need people around him. And there's really a real slim pickings of who don't. Like Josh Allen. That's the reason why he was an MVP. He didn't have shit. He didn't have big name receivers around him.
Right.
He had a decent running game behind him, but basically he did a lot of that stuff on his own. So.
Yeah. But also to get in the playoffs, you need to have good quarterback play. Like, you can't have a bad quarterback and be in the playoffs. It's very rare you see it. Like, I'm just saying, like, I don't trust.
Probably the reason why. That's probably the reason. He don't have to be Superman. He's a bridge quarterback.
Nobody said he has to be Superman, but I said good quarterback play. Like, he's gonna have to be good for them to get to the playoffs.
I said countless times the Steelers are a quarterback away from being a contender.
Well, let's see. KC got there with bad quarterback play to the Super Bowl. If you think that Patrick Mahomes had a good season,
you're talking about the two-time MVP.
It don't make a difference. Every year is different.
Hey,
every year is a different thing. History don't win you games.
Yeah, but he also played well in the playoffs
every week.
Except the Super
No,
Bowl.
the defense pretty much played pretty well during those games. The defense stepped up.
I mean, yeah, but I'm not going to argue against Patrick Mahomes, man. That guy solidified himself in his career. Like
nobody solidifies himself for me.
He's got nothing to prove to me.
Them
He's done
guys.
everything he did. But
just like the argument that we have with golf against, I'd rather. And no offense, Monkey. This is a conversation that's pretty because I'm getting sick of people crashing on golf.
Dude, I'm sick of hearing it too. I keep fucking asking you to repeat everything every time you say it. It has to be repeated. So go on with your bad self.
Did I hear an Eagle fan yesterday say that Hurts is a top 5 quarterback?
I'm correct. He was better than golf. That's what he said.
I'm correct.
I'll take golf any day.
Yeah. But see, he used the same logic that you used about Patrick Mahomes, Nate. He said this because he'd been in the Super Bowl twice and basically beat the.
But I actually think that Eagle fans truly think that Jalen Hurts is better than what people think. I truly believe that because
until the fucking season starts, he starts shitting the bed like he did last.
He was asked last season.
They should be thanking the Giants.
If it wasn't for Saquon, that team would have never got that far.
I agree. Yep. I agree. But the reason why I say Patrick Mahomes, because Patrick Mahomes is a Hall of Famer. We don't know if Jalen Hurts is going to be a Hall of Famer unless they give a Hall of Fame for tush push and getting 1-yard touchdowns. I mean, hell, that's the case. Then Jamal Williams needs to get in the Hall of Fame.
I mean, average quarterbacks will be in the Hall of Fame. You got Eli Manning, who sucked during the regular season,
but he won
to the playoffs against Tom Brady. And that's what's going to make him in the Hall of Fame. But that's a bullshit ass argument, to tell you the truth, because he wasn't shit during the regular season.
He had a decent career, B. Come on, don't. I mean, he wasn't. He wasn't
an average career.
Yeah, let's
put Trent Dilfer in the Hall of Fame because he won a Super Bowl. Let's put
Brad
Johnson in the Hall of Fame because he won a Super Bowl.
Shit.
Teams win Super Bowls, not quarterbacks.
All right, here's a new rumor.
Those guys you named, none of them are in the Hall of Fame yet, so you can't argue that.
Mark Canal they believe
either. You believe Trent Dilfer will be in the Hall of Fame?
No.
Okay. You think Brad Johnson's going to be in the Hall of Fame?
No.
Well, they won Super Bowls. Why can't they?
but that you're arguing two different things.
I'm not arguing two different things. I'm arguing what everybody argues about the Super Bowl things. Quarterbacks who get in the Super Bowl. Everybody wants to knock golf out because he hasn't won a Super Bowl, but he's been in the Super Bowl. Something to Lamar Jackson, and I'm sorry again, Kevin, I had to say this. Something to Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen haven't. So I mean, somebody said, "Well, would you rather have Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson?" Well, somebody's actually specified Lamar Jackson. Hell no. Because if you put Lamar Jackson on this Detroit Lions offense, you just fuck the offense up. Because it's built for a pocket passer. It's not built for somebody to be running.
Not
and
just
he can't
that,
throw
Lamar
with a damn
Jackson,
anyway.
The Ravens had to cater to Lamar Jackson to make that for the offense to fit him, not the other way around.
Yeah, that's right. You gotta make the offense fit around Lamar. You can't just bring him in there and try to put him in that kind of offense. It's not going to work.
That would throw the Lions way off track. That's not even their style of play. Now if you say Lamar Jackson to like the Chargers, that would fit better because one, Greg Roman, but you got Harbaugh who they like to run and they like their scrambling quarterbacks.
Yeah. It's just it's the thing that bothers me about how analysts project certain players is because they won something, but the teams won something. You know what I'm saying? I'm not taking nothing away from Patrick Mahomes. I'm not. But at the same time, when he's bad, he's bad. I mean, it's not like Tom Brady wasn't bad in some of his Super Bowls either. But they consider him the GOAT because he won 6 of them. 7 of them. So, I mean, I don't know, man. It is what it is. The teams win Super Bowls. Individuals will get you.
You're right. You're right. I'll agree with you on that. But when you're talking about a guy like Patrick Mahomes, who is going to go down as probably the second best quarterback in the history of the NFL, like it's a different discussion. You can't put his name with other people. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I don't consider him the second best. I consider Joe Montana the second best.
That's fair.
Because Joe Montana didn't lose a Super Bowl. So Patrick Mahomes has lost 2 of them. So
yeah, I get it. But a lot of people disagree with you on that one, but I get what you're saying.
They can disagree all they want. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
that's just the way it goes sometimes. But I'm still not. I don't rank quarterbacks because they won Super Bowls. I mean, Dan Marino was a great quarterback, and he didn't win a Super Bowl. He was in the Super Bowl, but he didn't win one.
Dan Marino's an outlier. If you look at all the great quarterbacks, almost all the great quarterbacks won Super Bowls.
Yeah, but they were saying the same thing about John Elway before he won a Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
They were saying he wasn't good enough because, or saying he's too good not to have a Super Bowl.
But him winning a Super Bowl solidified his thing. Just like Peyton Manning. Same thing with Peyton Manning. When he won his Super Bowl, solidified his career. Like, yeah, they're great quarterbacks.
Peyton Manning was going to go into the Hall of Fame regardless of winning a Super Bowl or not.
I agree, but solidifying.
So Drew Brees.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Again, those are outliers. Like, those are guys that, yeah, they were great. Like, right, pretty close from the get-go. You know, like we knew those guys were going to be special. I
mean, to tell you the truth, Stafford could have been in the damn Hall of Fame without winning a Super Bowl.
I don't know. That was a tough one for me to believe on that. I think he had.
I know why it's a tough, because he practically kept the Lions in every game that we had without Calvin Johnson.
Listen,
in fact, he was actually a better quarterback. He was actually a better quarterback after Calvin Johnson left.
That game against Cleveland where he fucked up his shoulder and still won the game automatically needs to get his ass right into the Hall of Fame. If not just that fucking play. His fucking determination and stubbornness is
a Hall of Fame moment.
Second to none.
It was going to be special when we got him. That happened, yeah. Because he's a gamer. He's been that way his whole career. He's been knocked on his ass and he's got right back up and made crazy plays. Like,
I mean, we consider Barry Sanders a GOAT, but he played for a losing ass organization.
Yeah,
if it wasn't for him, we would never gotten the playoffs half the times.
Right. No, and I get that, but those are outliers, man. Like Barry Sanders is arguably the best running back ever to play the game. Like you have to have either a really spectacular career or you have to have a lot of rings.
Well, I think Jim Brown is probably the best that ever played the game, and at least he won a couple of championships if you want to go that way. But the point of the matter is that Barry Sanders is considered a GOAT by some people. OJ, considered a GOAT by some people, but his team didn't win anything.
OJ Bartholomew.
So he really didn't help the organization win anything. If you want to put it down to an individuality test, yeah, I couldn't say that. But as a player, as somebody you saw out in the field that made a difference during games, Barry was the guy. But I don't know. It's just funny how you could just measure different players based on whatever team they're on. Some players just get lucky to be on certain teams. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't have the careers if they were on a different. If Patrick Mahomes was drafted by Chicago, do you think he'd be good as he is now? Fuck no. Because Chicago finds some way to destroy his ass.
They should have never let him get in the hands of Andy Reid.
He better be thankful he didn't go to Chicago. That's all I gotta say.
If Tom Brady would have went anywhere else, he wouldn't have been ever in. We'd be like Tom Brady, who?
Right. It's all where the quarterbacks
single fucking Super Bowl.
Bill Belichick wouldn't be a great coach. Every point he points him out to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that
Brady made his ass.
Comments kind of went away after he didn't do shit.
Yeah, Brady made Bill Belichick.
But you got to give it to Brady. He did go to another team and win a Super Bowl like the next year. I think the thing about Brady is not his statistical accolades. It's more of his leadership and what he's willing to do to win a Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? And everybody jokes about the cheating and stuff like that. But shit, you ain't trying if you ain't cheating, right?
I hate that saying. I fucking.
He's also a winner. He's also a winner
cool,
at a very high level, and that's Hall of Fame. Like,
the only thing that pops in my mind when you say that is this little kid and his family sitting there playing like Monopoly or something, and he gets caught cheating. Well, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
I like that one joke about Tom Brady. What's Tom Brady's favorite animal? A cheetah.
Or it kind of reminds me of Talladega Nights when he said, "If you ain't first, you're last." That's what kind of reminds me of the cheating thing.
Hey.
If you ain't first, you're last.
Hey, there's a great cliche I heard today. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Like the NFL allows that to happen.
Don't tell me you just heard that either.
I know.
Right.
Just say I was listening to Talk Radio. They were talking about it.
Yeah.
But it's
That
true.
shit's older
You can't
than I
hate
am.
Tom Brady. You hate the game because the game allowed him to do that.
Yeah, that's what New England fans say a lot.
And
That's
that's
what
why
most
everybody
people say
hates
a lot.
Roger Goodell, because he allowed that shit to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, and the reality is too is if Tom Brady was our quarterback and he was winning multiple Super Bowls, or Tom Brady was your quarterback monkey and he was winning multiple Super Bowls, you wouldn't give a fuck what he's doing. You'd be like,
True.
hey, I wouldn't give
Yeah,
a fuck.
but-
I'd be like, hell
That's
yeah,
the
we got rings. I don't give a
He
shit.
It's somebody you
wasn't,
love
and
to
he
hate, that's
isn't, so fuck Tom Brady, see?
Well, another thing that comes up with that whole good player quarterback situation,
I like him as
Terry,
a commentator, though.
Terry Bradshaw was 4-0 as a Steeler, too, in Super Bowls.
Yeah, look at his stat line.
Yeah.
He's got a garbage stat line.
It was all
But the
defense
thing
and
is,
Franco.
but the thing is, if Mahomes, if Mahomes out gets more rings than Tom Brady did, he's got to be in that discussion. He's got to be.
He's close
I
to the
mean-
discussion now.
I would still say Brady's the best because when Brady started winning them, he played in a different football era where you were allowed to hit the quarterback.
Yeah, just ask Nate Clements about
Well,
that.
that's why I kind of like Joe Montana, because Joe Montana played in a gloves off defensive era. So you can plug his ass, but he won 4 Super Bowls. So, I mean, his team 49ers won 4 Super Bowls with him at the helm. I'll put it to you that way. That's how I look at it. But hell, that's what you want to go as quarterbacks go. I think the quarterbacks of the 90s were the ones that took a lot of punishment.
Oh yeah,
Those are the
NFL
best
quarterbacks.
the best quarterbacks. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, the NFL protects quarterbacks.
Yeah, and they were less compensated compared to today. Way less compensated.
I mean, you got quarterbacks like Jim Kelly, Dan Marino, John Elway, Steve Young, Joe Montana. Yeah, I mean, you could probably add a whole bunch of other ones. Brett Favre. All those quarterbacks they were tough. They were tough quarterbacks. They played in a league when the defense was like trying to kill you, take your head off.
Yeah,
And it's
like when they compared Lamar to Vic, and I always tell Vic played in a tougher era. Lamar don't.
No. I mean,
like incomparable.
I mean, the reality
Lamar is an extraordinary athlete, and it's just that when it comes push, you can shut him down if you focus him on defense, like Kansas City and Buffalo did. You're forcing him to be something that he can't be, and that's the only thing I see about Lamar.
That's another quarterback to ask the question. You think Michael Vick's a Hall of Famer?
Well, he didn't he break a lot of NFL records though? That's part of being a Hall of Famer is breaking
I
records.
think he's more of a Hall of Famer due to how he revolutionized the
position.
game.
Mm-hmm.
The run. He brought.
He got.
Well, actually, Randall Cunningham was more the running quarterback, but yeah, Michael Vick was like the
but it didn't. Randall Cunningham was even made to stop running as much in his career because of the fact that he was running quarterback, and it wasn't really accepted then. But the fact of the matter is Vic made it where everybody wanted to start having a scrambling type quarterback because of the shit that he did.
I mean, that's honestly that became a thing is when Michael Vick was quarterback because everybody wanted to play with Michael Vick. They wanted to make the dash and that's why people like to play with Patrick Mahomes because the guy can throw 80 yards on Madden and throw at-lib passes and run a little bit. Like, you just don't see quarterbacks doing that kind of stuff nowadays.
Well,
it's a new
we
age.
We are going to have to wrap up the show. We can continue this conversation tomorrow if everybody shows back up. Monkey. Anyway, throw you out there in the mud. But thank you for Brent and Moonscar for showing up as Monkey goes through all his things. But we'll see you tomorrow at 2:00. Have a good afternoon.